All right, let's go ahead and bring out your first team. Welcome to the stage, KRU Visa.
KRU, again, they have tried week after week, map after match to get those wins, and it just hasn't happened yet. But today against Cloud9, especially against a Cloud9 that is trying to reinvent themselves, this is the last chance. Sada talked about it. They're using these matches to get practice before going into play-ins, so the practice needs to end up in a positive note before it's a little too late.
Yeah, this team came into the season with a lot of hype. Some people were even calling them the best in the world. And then things just, we know. Mija, I didn't want to call you out, but you know I gotta say. But the thing is that the players on that team can make that case. They are talented. They do have the capability. But the question is whether or not they're going to be able to figure it out in time for the critical play-ins, because even they know that those opportunities to catch playoffs ain't going to happen. But as far as their opponents are concerned, they're also looking for a big opportunity as well. Welcome to the stage, Cloud9.
It's so interesting that we've got two teams in our two matches today that are both kind of facing similar circumstances, same expectations, and in this instance, Cloud9 are also looking to put their best foot forward. You've heard it just before we even got into these walkouts and talking about having to just mentally reset. Think about this game as like basically you're just at a 0 record at the moment and not focus on the losses you've had prior. It's all about moving forwards. It's about looking the best you possibly can as you get further and further towards that point into play-ins. And for them, I think that they are making great strides as a team, to be honest. They look focused in terms of their identity. I think Via has quite a lot to say in terms of them. I think he's got the right track when it comes to thinking about how to improve his score.
He's got the right attitude.
Right attitude, for sure. The way he talks about how he just wants to focus on the fundamentals, their protocols, give them basic ideas to go into things, just to simplify the game for them, has worked wonders in that last match that we saw from them.
Yeah, right now, you ain't trying to do, complex mathematical equations.
No.
You just got to do basic addition. Just keep it simple. Don't got to do anything too crazy. That's what Veer, the coach that you see there on your screen, is focused on. And of course, for KRU on the other side, and Coach Zonic and this KRU lineup, Dan, there's certainly going to be a lot of pressure on them here, especially considering just the amount of hype that this team had coming into the season here. You know that they want to be able to pick up these wins that fans would have normally given them the gimme for,
Yeah, stage 1, they were 1 win away from making it to Masters of London, and they missed that chance. Now they're in the situation where they're winless in this stage 2, and part of it has been the map pool. So as we see it, just like last week, KRU decides to go with Breeze instead of Lotus.
Yeah, I think they are in struggle city right now in terms of Lotus got banned a little bit earlier. I mean, Cloud9 weren't even taking that risk. They just took it out completely. And they are, the thing with KRU is that they haven't even built out or fleshed out their map pool currently, I think, because they don't even know what they want to run on most maps. They're changing on a week-to-week basis. They really are starting almost just from the ground up, just trying to find anything to build upon before they get to that critical play-in mark.
And I already saw Les on the Cypher, so
okay.
I don't know if that means that they're probably going to play the same composition that they did last week against G2. I think Les has to be active, though. If KRU wants to win, you need to enable him.
13-1? Was that game?
It was 13-8.
Oh, no, okay, I'm thinking of something else, yeah. Because I know that like Haven and Split, I think those two they had some outliers on that one as well, but there's certainly going to be some, I guess, things that kind of stand out here, Brian, right?
Split is also an interesting one, though, as well, because Cloud9 have picked it, and they haven't played it in Lord knows how long. I mean,
it's been a minute.
Stage 1, so they're going to be coming out with completely new compositions, I would imagine, as well. And we still see that continued experimentation where Heat is going to be on the Phoenix, where they've just been kind of swapping back and forth in terms of what role they want Heat to play. But it looks like they are still settling on this as a bit of an identity to work upon.
Where he is, Dan, you pointed out what those flaws were in the composition, and it could very well rear its ugly head here as well.
I mean, especially because they mentioned it before, they're struggling when there's no double initiators, so how is he going to get support? Is he going to be playing with the Operator or with the Phoenix? I mean, that is maybe a possibility that you can fix if you want to play with this composition. But I mean, on the other side for Cloud9, they're changing the composition too. Yeah,
we'll see how Cloud9 fares on this one. And if KRU is sticking to the plan, all pans out. Let's send it over to your casters for the action. Here's Mimi and Ender.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy. Cloud9 versus KRU about to get underway. And for both these teams, a very important matchup, I feel. Obviously, both of them have been facing droughts in the win columns in terms of this second stage. But for C9 in particular, they came into this week with a coaching change, and they need to have something positive to show for it now.
Yeah, already lost their first game in their super week here. And while this match, it's not going to save either team, it's not going to get them to playoffs, what it could do is get them ready for play-ins. It's match start powered by Samsung OLED. And we're loading quickly into this one. Breeze to start, a slight compositional change here for C9 against this new look 100 Thieves comp that KRU's rocking.
And C9, let's hope they can do something on a pistol round. 2 wins to 14 losses on pistols in the stage. It has been brutal for them to face off against, and right now, KRU heading towards Fireball Ops site. Camera will spot the first player coming in. Wall comes out, and the flood in from Oxy is there. So C9 already with the pair, but instantly traded back as Dante works in deep into the site.
Not a lot of space here for KRU in the post plant. Wall falling soon. They'll just prioritize getting this spike down. From the C9 perspective, though, they have all the tools they can want, and they already get rid of Dante. That's huge work from Jack.
The duelists from KRU seemed very lost as that harbor wall came down, and it was instantly punished from Vic. That'll be the 3rd pistol win for C9 on the stage, and starting off this series the right way.
Interested to see that replay from Jack's perspective. It seemed to me that there was maybe just a mistiming as that wall went down. There's those earlier flood kills in here. Exactly what you're saying.
Nasty.
Dante thought he had already passed that angle, wasn't going to get swung. It's caught out by one of C9's rookies in Jack.
And so a C9 team that's already having some fun, showing off some energy on the stage. And I'll let you know, like, they're coming in 0-3, but they were rowdy up on the stage, even when they were just warming up. Screaming, having fun. I think they might have been doing some skirmishes versus one another. Just having a good time up there while they were getting loose. It's already resulted in a solid start for them here.
And really, how else are you supposed to approach this match? Just needs to be that reset.
Lovely. Coach Veer was saying they want to approach it 1 game at a time, and okay, fair enough. That's basically all you can do, and this Oxy steps right back up onto the line. That'll be 3 kills for him, just 2 away from unlocking the ultimate.
Really nice stuff from Oxy. Always that bright spot for C9, seemingly, no matter how rough a season is gone.
Now, the last guy left for KRU is Les on the Cypher, and we heard just before we got into game, Dan was talking a lot on the desk about how effective he can be when he's allowed to roam a little bit more freely on the attack side and activate on some lurks, especially when you can work away from the rest of his team. See if he's able to do that and start getting the ball rolling for KRU now on their attack side.
I'm looking to see how Cloud9 approaches holding on to mid control. They have a composition that has a lot of good options to re-clear that space with Oxy on this Neon, but I'd also like to see them showing us options where they're getting deeper embeds, either through double door or just walking up from mid for Oxy, to then look to play retake and fight less before you commit into that. As soon as you're playing retake and that Cypher is left alive, these rounds become a lot more challenging.
Well, they know they have to give some respect over to the Oxy scoped weaponry already. KRU are going to be aware of that. So they just set up outside B main again. Last time it was just Fireball Ops playing on site, but now he's enlisted the support of his Viper. And some tough positions to clear as well, especially while Dante will be a little isolated from his team. Good spacing so far from KRU, but the orbs and the cages on site have given so many different pockets. Some fog to play in for C9, and Zelsis in the right spot will trade out evenly. Let's see what Fireball can do on the other side. Just waiting on the other side of this wall as Jack comes in and kills Dante again. He's been so good on the rotates, picking off the forward players out of KRU. And now the rest of KRU's just boxed behind the wall. Les is the only guy that can be a wild card for KRU. He's only got 30 health to his name. How about Heat, though? Didn't think he had it in him. But as C9 walks straight in, it's now KRU up numbers. Remember, this is a bonus round for C9. And still no spike planted. Fireball was the anchor here, was never dealt with. And so it's Heat. Already good for 2 on the round. Now needs to be the hero for KRU. Get them back in this. Onto the ace, now 4 into the round. Not today. Oxy will seal the deal.
Miraculous that Heat made anything of that round. A beautiful 4K from him. But it's another great round from Oxy, the cherry on top. The same problem, though, of these earlier rounds, I think rears its head here. They trade out evenly on the initial engagement, but then you see KRU jumping up over the box. Jack's getting another pick onto Dante with no one in a position to help KRU's Neon. And from a Cloud9 that had only won 2 pistols going into this series in the entire stage, they now have a pistol, a bonus round. This is the absolute dream start.
And especially for Oxy as well. He's been able to hold on to the Outlaw for 3 rounds in a row. Each round has had insane value for his team. It does mean that Crew have worked up into the site, but Oxy is so fluid on these rounds. That's a 4-piece from him. Lights out from the duelist.
He's 10-2, 4 rounds into this game.
Crazy work.
It's vintage Oxy, rearing his head here on Breeze. You're right about the Outlaw. It's just insane. He's had it 3 rounds in a row, has gotten a multi-kill with it every single time.
And they're so rich now that C9 could...
Wait, let me get a gun, let me get a gun.
He's finally done with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, he wants the gun, but he might just chuck that to a teammate because they've got so much money to buy an op if necessary. And this you don't see every day. A 4-round timeout for Crew now. They've just been shut out.
If I'm looking at this as Crew's coach, I think my biggest priority is talking about how they're fighting together in the post plants. Both rounds now. I've seen these moments where they have an opportunity and then it's disconnected in the timing that either Dante or Heat looks to further that fight. When you watch the best double duelist teams, you think someone like Lev play this Neon Phoenix, you'll notice that they're almost always extremely coordinated in their timings. It'll be a Phoenix flash, the Neon sliding off of that, always on the same page. I think that disconnect has been a little more evident here early in the Crew camp. And that's something they'll have to rat out early.
Yeah, I think this is a timeout where you need to focus on yourself and not the enemy team, because realistically, what have C9 shown you? Oh, Oxy wants to peek double doors with a scoped gun. Okay, there's no util behind that. There's nothing you really need to plan to deal with that. You already have the protocols in place to stop an operator from being on that line. You're gonna have to respect it.
It's about execution for Crew. Let's see what they've learned in that timeout. Heat has it. They run it back online. But you see again, Oxy upgrading to this operator.
He's A this time around, while Crew's duelists just want to play up into main, unlock an orb. I thought for a second Crew wanted to have ideas to split into the site, but it appears just be a full-on exec. And I mean, the hope would be you send in the Phoenix as the sacrificial lamb with the ult. You don't want to be losing your only dive into the site. So now Heat charging through, but will be snapped back, and that means it's hard to play up.
This is great discipline from C9. They've already given control of this site. The key, though, is that they no longer have their harbor wall. So opportunity for Crew to take some fights, bring this back with individualism.
Weird positions for Crew to find themselves in. Their Phoenix is still back through mid, trying to regroup with Les on double doors. That means the site itself is exceptionally weak. It'll be up to Les. Try and catch these players as they attack back into the corner of site. But with the wall coming up, that buys perfect protection. Oxy has switched over to the rifle. Now works his way back in. He has been fully unleashed in this map, and right now taking his sweet time with things. He'll eventually drop, but the rest of his team has shown up into the fight. Jack again has excelled in the post plan. The bullets, no one can hit a shot. It's a mess, man. Doesn't matter. Jack was sticking the defuse. Insult to injury. A 5th in the row for C9.
It was chaotic on that retake, but Cloud9 get the job done in the end. I think that same issue is cropping up again for Crew. They use the slide flash combo to take space past the one-way, but then look at this. On a jump peek, Dante gets caught. It's not necessarily an egregious play to go for that jump.
Oh, man.
But oh my, we don't have to show this again.
Well, Oxy's going to pick that up right back up. And now Crew will look for the ace split, changing things up after the last round, and lucky for them, the op shot misses.
Look at this one-way. You have to use a cage, something to get out of here.
Oh, man. Flames down 2. Dante through the wall. A barrage of bullets, but it's Sawduck to take down his counterpart. No harbor anymore for C9. Once that wall falls, there's nothing left for him. But still the Viper to work with. And still no deep control yet for Crew.
Zels is his position. He's the man to bring them back.
Up in front of it now. Knows the Phoenix just around the corner. But there's pressure from his flank. Less in double doors. A consistent problem for C9. The fight comes back through. Les is still there. Has the reveal as well. Fireball's been shooting nicely so far. But with 3 players still left on the other side, and a Hunter's Fury for late round security. But they're gonna have to do it all. A one-on-one somehow. As the first shot connects. Now Hunter's Fury. Fireball Ops has to move away from this one, but he won't be able to do it. That util from MW, too dominant.
Nicely done by KRU. Tough situation in the end for Fireball Ops. He didn't have the health to stick through one burst of that ultimate. Normally that's your win con when you're in a one-on-one against Sova. But you look at the beginning of this round, and here it was less. The man that Didessa is so excited to see activated, he had his mark on the round. The spam kill backside.
Crazy that Jack gave his team a chance there. He's been kind of insane on the retakes, right? I think all 6 of his kills might be just 2Ks in different rounds.
Check out the setup in mid. Double trips, but Dante's just disrespecting up into this space. Cloud9 see that. They do not want to give him an option.
Dante really trying to sell that fake push up mid to set up for yet another A-pop out. This time double trips though. And the Hunter's Fury. That's from Jack's side. No damage to be found just yet, and it's MW lurking up through main to deal with the final anchor. So KRU feel the pressure as Zelsis walks down into mid, spots the shoulder on the back. He gets his second target and his third. That's Dante off with a warning. And it's so uncomfortable now. Dante and MW peppered down under 100 health apiece.
You want to walk up, try and get some semblance of a fight. But Dante low HP. He'd have to be so precise, and that's even if he gets an opportunity. Cloud9 are giving nothing.
Yeah, last round, KRU were able to bank on MW's util in the post plant. This time he has his 2 shocks. Still a stun for Dante, but that is it.
Dante's completely alone. MW's worried about the flank. The pressure of making something of this round falls squarely on the Neon.
Difference is, no Viper util on this site this time around. And Dante still putting the pressure down. Critical seconds getting eaten up from the clock. As Dante hides inside the enemy cove. That's a great position to find himself in, especially with these shock darts coming down. A little bit of damage, but that's all it's going to be. And Jack again has cruised through on the retake. The stick will come in. Plenty of time for Zelsis to take this one. And C9 to get right back to it.
During the pre-show, Bren was talking a lot about the slow, iterative improvements for Cloud9. And I think one of the biggest pieces where I've seen them turn around from their first few games to now is in the team fighting. Here it's a 3-on-2 and their approach is so nice. There's a lot of question marks with that cove, with the positions that players could be tucked in. Look at that nice double swing from 2 different angles into the cove. Jack cleans it up. And Cloud9 stay on top.
So this brings KRU down in to a half buy. Guardian for Heat. The only real shot for him in this round. Eco also means, of course, Oxy is back to the outlaw ways.
That's something that I really love to see. When that gun first released, Oxy was one of the earliest adopters, and he's continued to buy it pretty much any chance he gets.
Yeah, I remember when C9 would just buy him a Guardian or a Outlaw in round 2 after they lose pistols. Just let him do something with the glass on that. Actually resulted in C9 winning a lot of ecos themselves, but it is exceptionally potent as an anti-eco tool in his hands.
KRU taking some time to explore the map more this round. In previous, they've really just been going for these faster splits, faster execs here. That smoke to threaten this cross, that'll force Jack to go back and monitor the situation.
That's the thing though, Jack has full awareness that this is a possibility. Still though, it can always catch you off guard. He's been holding the line for about 15 seconds now. Makes some noise trying to bait Heat into him. Jack had the read, but it doesn't matter. That is the one gun from KRU paying off already. And the map a bit blown up as well. You have to see that now Vic goes back to clear out mid. That means Fireball Ops is getting pinched from multiple different fronts. And all of a sudden, this anti-eco from C9 is really being tested.
The only gun recovered is on Heat. He's stuck into a great position back in mid. This is a round that KRU needs to win.
Heat has some util as well. Try and stall out the defuse. That's a good stun towards Sadok. And a whiff on the first shot means Oxy back into the site. Now that push wall comes through. Pressure onto the spike from C9, inviting KRU to fight them. But with the Cove, having that protection against the weak weaponry, it is just a farm for Oxy to clean up 4 again.
He is online here. 16-5 for C9's longtime duelist.
He's averaging 2 kills a round.
It's so sick from him. I love watching him on the Neon. I think this comp pivot to put him in that position of power looks great. And credit to KRU, I think that the macro in that round was good. Not only the smoke, but throwing a blaze wall back into mid, constantly creating these question marks. It got them a free sight, it got them a man advantage, but it did not get them the win against Oxy.
And now C9 finally showing an aggressive A-main fight, punished, as a matter of fact. And Dante didn't actually drop 33 health. It'll have to be Vic here, who's taking his time. Tucks away from the dart. That'll be one, but Sadak coming back in will clear him out. This is as good as you can ask for to open the round from KRU.
If he got more, it would have been a bigger challenge. But now, KRU in a very comfortable position. Crossfire set up backside. And Fireball Ops just trying to walk, find a gap. Sadak's jiggling this.
He's trying to find Les. Les has been mid double doors every A post plant. Except this time he's playing so much more passively, being up in numbers. Really putting the pressure down now on C9. And as the bullets send him straight into Les, that'll be an easy secure of the round for KRU.
Good job to them. C9 have not gone aggressive in these rounds. They try it here.
And they may never do it again.
Yeah, it was a bit of a misfire in the end. That slide in gets immediately caught out by Dante. And this second kill was so nice. Pops the stun, slides straight in, lives on 1 HP.
Yeah, it seemed like Oxy didn't believe that Dante had the ability to just disrespect the stun and get in front of that fight.
And to his credit, in past rounds, KRU has waited back and then played with the flash, the slide, to get through that one way. They only started disrespecting it because Cloud9 didn't condition that space.
Exactly. So C9, they say, well, they've got that look. Let's change it up. Up, back in the hands of Oxy, back to the winning ways. He'll be top mid with that.
KRU has had a big focus on A these last few rounds. Now they get Dante. Walked up into elbow. He'll slip away from the drone.
KRU need to be precise about how they enter into the site. The last time they were against the op with the Phoenix ult, it was Dante that went in first, and Dante just died. So this time, they very deliberately sent Heat in first as the sacrificial lamb. That switch up means an easy kill out from Sadak, and they can reset the round.
It's still challenging. They have limited information. Luckily, Cloud9 has not absorbed this space. 50 seconds. Time to play with Steel with an embed in B. They could call back there if they need.
C9 have the right positioning, though. With Fireball in the corner and Vic to assist, this is a tough choke to break out of. And there's only 3 players here from KRU. They have separated, even though they are up in numbers. But the swing comes in from Sadak. Again, he connects with his kill. And KRU cleanly advance on A.
30 seconds
they absolutely needed more from Fireball. He dodged out on the ultimate, was uncleared by the first 2 in the corner, but can't find his aim in time. And KRU, after playing these very simple rounds for most of their attack half, have started to throw some complication in. First working through mid on that eco round. Here, again, pressuring towards B, getting a pick, and resetting the round with some good trading to finish A.
Yeah, it's important to see KRU figure out the finer details, right? The earlier round where their Neon went in first when the Phoenix ult was available. They lost the round because of it. This time, changed their protocols, and it works beautifully for them. No op to be recovered. Just a perfect round from KRU.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Cloud9, I think that Oxy operator was a big win condition. These 2 in a row means he will not have that tool online for a bit. And there's that critical moment again. Look at Fireball, not affected by the utility. Rushes his aim a bit. And KRU trade out.
Yeah, Sadak's ultimate there just rinse C9. And so it'll be C9 calling a timeout, just with 2 rounds remaining in the half, but they've got to know that what was once just a complete blowout of a lead, 7-1, has turned into a very real possibility of KRU bringing this back close to even.
Yeah, it certainly is a risk factor. Looking at these last 2 rounds that C9 have lost, though, I think it's been slightly different scenarios. In that most recent one, it was them kind of falling apart in that fight on mid, just getting traded out by the Phoenix ult on site as well. I don't want them to completely shy away from aggression just because that 1 round in the previous went wrong. I still think that getting Oxy active in mid in a position where he can fight the lurker and then look to play retake off of Vic's walls is a great solution for them. Because when they're just playing these straight up A retakes, think about how many rounds it has been less. Tucked into double doors, biding time. He's not having a huge game in terms of the kills, but his presence on the map, I think, is very much being felt here.
Oh yeah, C9 know about him, and mainly because they've just been getting shot in the back of their heads. You know, looking at the money, it's an interesting timeout to call because C9 are only going to have one real buy round left to make some work here. So maybe coming up with a interesting plan. Oxy has the ultimate, of course. That'll be the main thing to track here if he wants to rip a fight down into mid.
I think it's the right place to do it. He's already going to tuck into that cove mid.
The big news for C9 with 5 players in mid means very brisk rotates into an eventual KRU hit. That could really throw them off. I think KRU have struggled to deal with C9. And so 5 on 5, let's listen to how KRU call through the round.
Passa aí. Tô no meio.
Tô no meio.
Perfeito.
Tem cara ali.
Nossa, ele viu, acho. Ele viu.
Só meio. Vai, acelera. Tá muito baixo no meio.
Espera no bomb, ô Lance.
Aham. Foi tá Chile, velho. Viu? Pegou meu?
Tô com você.
Entrou nele, velho.
Banguei ele.
Banga Chile.
Não tem.
Tá Daniel,
Calma, molei ele.
Para.
Abre, bomb, guys.
Tomando. Valeu. Pior que não dá.
A flawless eco for Cloud9. That is one way to turn things right around quick.
Great work for C9 there. They gave me the exact round that I wanted to see from them. Fight heavy towards mid, deny any lurks, and play your flood retake. The times where KRU's fundamentals have looked the worst is when they're in these hits, when Cloud9 is retaking into them. And it shows up again here. Look at Dante backside there, dying alone. The Neon running around. KRU get flustered, can't find the right fights. And C9 steady the ship.
The quick floods, too hard to deal with. Now KRU, back to the drawing board. Less again on the lurk up into elbow. I want to see if he can activate a little bit quicker in a round like this. Because 5 on 5 with post plant's been so tough, and there he goes. Catches Zelsis. Going for an aggressive walk out of mid.
Dante gets quickly through mid. And they'll set up for this B split. Fireball ups.
So isolated. Deep on site. His teammates have been completely cut off by the early mid control. So Fireball Ups tries to run in front of the curveball. It's a nice idea from him. Trades out evenly. Still up in numbers though for C9. With Sadok in mid, there's that late pressure again. It's always that extra layer out of KRU. And Dante finally gets his revenge on Jack. That's how this map started off. Oxy getting pushed around, worried about his back. That's exactly where Sadok's going to strike. A 4th round for KRU to close out the half.
And that round is all less. His lurk timing there onto Zelsis is absolute perfection. They had lost mid control in the previous round. Here, they dominated. Bit of redemption for Dante as well. This was a slower half for him, I think, especially in the big team fights. He struggled to get his footing, but has a few key moments towards the end. And at 8-4, a competitive one for KRU as we head to the break.
That's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up here. It all started when I got to the FIFA World Cup. And wow, thousands of Verizon customers.
Oh, you got the free Verizon tickets too?
No, I'm... With amazing seats.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And even pitch-side access.
Are you? David Beckham. A Verizon customer.
This used to be for players. Now it's for Verizon customers. No one gets you closer. Only on Verizon.
All right, who you got, C9 or KRU?
C9.
KRU.
I'm going for C9.
It's gotta be Cloud9. I got the coach change. Everything's gonna be good today. So I have my money on Cloud9.
I mean, I'm wearing the Sun jersey. I gotta root for Zelsis. C9.
I got KRU today.
Okay.
C9, all day. All day.
I'm thinking 2-1 KRU. Give me C9. I think even though they're 0-3 to start stage 2, I still think they can come out on top and beat KRU and Messi and his team.
All right, seemed like the fans there in the building, at least, were a little bit more favoring a C9, but I can't help but feel like that's just because there's a lot of Sen fans in here that might still remember how good Zelsis was to them.
Yeah, and he's been pretty good to Cloud9 as well, coming in here. But this stage, it's been that slower start. Both these teams came into this game 0-3, but Cloud9, they looked great in that first half. Won their third pistol of the year, got a bonus round off of it. And the hot start really did not slow down as they look to try again with their attack pistol.
20 kills in the first half for Oxy. Putting up some ridiculous numbers on the Neon. But that job gets a little bit more difficult on the attack, especially as the solo duelist. Kind of just gets sent in there to work out all on your own. And KRU have some pretty quick rotates now on the A side. Zelsis taking some liberties, looking for the backstab, and that's a great timing for the IGL to take. As Oxy takes that second layer deep behind yellow. KRU are still trying to find him somehow. Make that 22 kills now for Oxy. Completely taking over into the map. And he knows he has Fireball Ops close on the way. He doesn't even ask for assistance. So he's gonna take a third kill himself. Les, though, has won this right back for KRU.
So sick from Les. Comes up with the 3K and the Red Bull clutch. It was him towards the end of the first half, bringing home a few of those rounds, making this competitive for KRU. And it's him again in this pistol. It was such a good setup for C9. I love the way that Oxy and Zelsis were fighting together back yellow. It looked like an absolute mess for KRU trying to find the solution. Turns out all they needed was less.
And that will instantly change the tone of this second half. KRU now working this fight forward. That is wild. That's a gun now, able to be recovered. The cage for the cross just chewing up bullets from KRU. They don't want to give it over easily, but what choice do they really have?
Yeah, it feels like it's just a donation. Oxy, the guy who's in the hottest form in the server, has a gun now.
Camera instantly broken. They know one's on the left. Are C9 ready for heat around the corner? Another refresh of the one-way. And C9 choose not to work through it yet.
Les is already closing the door behind them. Walked all the way down from B.
Still though, while MW is on the right side of the map, he has to patrol double doors, because mid could have players in it. It's not until Les works through mid that he could come support this fight in main. So C9 still have numbers here. As the slide comes in, Oxy is just perfect. He is single-handedly willing this game to C9's side. And now C9 know about the flank. No, Les is around the corner, but it's Oxy with a third onto the round. Only 5 HP to his name.
Spike planted.
And Sadok is such a threat here now. Les repositioned into mid. Oxy is down, and that might just be the last chance. The Cyphers in a duel. Fireball Up still worried about his back, but now with the camera breaking, he has all the information he needs. Can Les do it back-to-back? That is the question for KRU fans. And anti-eco. Devastating if Les loses this for KRU. And he does! C9 make it happen! Right back to it.
Great close there from Fireball Ops. This round, though, it is a tale of two players. Oxy and Les. And Oxy, they gave him an opportunity here, the slide in. Dante's got to be hitting himself with the donation of this Bulldog. 2 more of his teammates die because of it. Fireball Ops, he recovers a Phantom because of it. And Les cannot come up. The one-on-one.
Just absurd what Oxy's doing right now.
26 and 10. 2.3 KD.
And while Oxy was the guy who picked up the gun and won that round for C9, Les will have the sole rifle now for KRU. 2 teammates to try and distract. But you gotta take down Oxy. If you don't take out Oxy, you just can't win a round.
Les on the other side. Does have a weapon, the only one in this round for KRU. It's hard to activate.
Yeah, KRU and C9 both super patient. Some great damage out of Les. And he has deleted Oxy from the server.
All the while, Fireball Ops is taking massive liberties on the other side of the map. He has complete B control, but look at this fast flank already coming in. Heat trying to work behind them.
Crew are here, and Heat now has the Guardian. The Outlaw, rather. Wall still disrupting Crew. Dante separates from his teammates to put pressure into backside. 25 seconds left. C9 still have to plant the spike, and that means they need kills. And they need to protect their planter against the flank. Right now, an orb protecting them as Les comes back into the site. Can Heat stop this from going down? Has half a second to make it happen, and he won't be able to do it. Jack pulls away from the plant, sits him down. But C9 still don't have much help to play with. Vic and Jack both off site. Zelsis is on an island. He needs to stay alive as long as possible to allow Vic to activate on this flank. And while Les and Sadak are running circles around the site trying to figure out where the C9 players are, time is being lost. It was Les at the beginning, and would have to be Les the whole way through. But as the cove clears, a dart comes out. Les is perfect. No way, man! I don't think he has the time. Les with a display of brilliance, but even that is not enough.
Such heartbreak for Les. An ace to lose the round by half a second. We've been talking about it all day. He was the man that needed to activate. He was the one to bring Crew into this game. And by all accounts, he's done it. Done more than they could have expected from him. But it still has not been enough. He played this so damn well.
That hurts so bad too. The previous round, Les was just a shot away from winning it. This is just a half second away from doing it. So C9 back into B.
And no one home for Crew. Just deep trips to try and get a spam kill for Les. And he's not getting that opportunity. It has to be a retake. This is yet another test of Crew's team fighting. Can they come up in an even round, in a must-win round, to keep this map alive?
Sadak has already split the site. All three of his teammates work back around the bend. Vic has been a rat here, hiding in the corner. Now looking down on Crew, looking straight at Dante's back. With a massive swing from C9 behind it. They dominate here on the site. Another one for Jack. And Les again has found himself against the wall. The cove down, limited time once more. I don't care how well you can shoot, Les, you know you don't have the time. And that'll force him back to save.
Another late round. The Crew cannot come away with success in. I think there's a big delta right now in how well these teams are fighting together in the brawls on site. Cloud9, they struggled with that early in the season, but here they look cohesive. Vic making a play, his two teammates swinging at the same time, and Crew feeling separated. Sadak and Les, that old duo at the end, they fall alone.
It's Crew now calling a timeout. In a pretty brutal position on their own map pick. Getting blown out in the second half after they let that anti-eco slip away.
It's gonna harm them for any real hope left in this one. And when we talked about the first timeout, we were talking about the issues of the micro, of them not playing to their potential in the late rounds. I still think that's the biggest issue. The rest of the team, besides Les, has just not really been online in this map. They're losing pretty much every duel to C9. And that's not how you'd think this game would go. Crew is a team that you have to look at with respect. MW, Heat, some of the biggest names of teams before. Dante, even earlier this year, hitting those peaks. Sadak and Les, too. These are guys that should be able to go band for band, should be able to beat out Cloud9 in the big brawls.
And the irony of it is, too, you say Les has been kind of unsupported by his teammates. In a way, it feels that way of C9, where Oxy is just miles ahead. The difference
but he just wins everything.
He's winning everything. And then you still have clutch moments from players like Jack all through the first half.
Yeah.
Fireball Ops in that 1v1 against Les to win the eco. C9's supporting staff have mattered in the clutch moments in a way that Crew have not been able to replicate.
Oxy's about to drop a 30 bomb in a game that's only been 16 rounds long.
Absurd. I don't remember a player on C9 doing that since like Prime Leaf back in the day.
Or honestly, since Prime Oxy.
Sure.
He's had these games in the past. It just feels like it's been so long.
This is just an absurd one. And interesting that he's been allowed to explore mid on his own. Instead of entering for the site, C9 know they have the ultimates to make that happen. And they say, why not go for a lurk? Something that KRU have never seen once before.
They'll have to break a trip to get by, and his team is getting pressured very quickly on the site. They need to buy time for the flank.
And that's exactly what Jack is doing with the Hunter's Fury. And Oxy gets the kill before breaking the trip. Now KRU are scattered. They have to worry about a Neon in their back who can flank them so quickly. And Oxy is there. He is just devastating them. He knows exactly where the snapback is. Running them down. Already has 2 4Ks on the day. Let's make it a third. Have some fun. How about it? 31 kills for the superstar.
Such a sick round from Oxy. KRU have never seen a flank like that before on this half. He brings it out at just the right time, and you can see how flustered KRU get. They want to try and rush into the site ahead of him arriving, but he gets there before they even think he can. He gets 2 more free kills. And what else can you say if you're on C9? Just put your hands up, let him do his magic.
Absurd. What can you say if you're on KRU?
Go next.
Go next, or force up and try something here. Shots exchanged between Fireball and MW. And that's going to lead to KRU pivoting 3 players onto B.
See it?
He's caught the timing now, and Jack has absolutely no clue. Fireball had a cam, so that's why Jack thought he was safe, but I think the time that Dante walked through was when Fireball was actually peeking into window.
Very nicely done. They group up, go for a re-clear together. I like the proactivity.
I feel like we haven't seen this level of proactivity from KRU at all during this half. Sure, they've gone for some re-peeks or fights over A main, but never just walking out like this. Not apart from a throwaway round. C9, by regrouping back into B, though, have an empty site. Some deep trips for a spam.
They do have big ults to get back in. I think you have to watch for Dante here. He's struggled on these retakes. He needs to go big.
Les as well. He is right next to the wall, pops up, and takes care of Oxy. And with the demon down, KRU can advance with some confidence. There's Dante all the way around the bend, but Vic still holding it through. And 1-on-3 now. Cove out too. I mean, KRU just gonna full stick this one and stay alive.
Some help this round for Les. Dante showing up in the server as well. A nicer retake round. And they're first on the board since the pistol.
Seems to me like Les is the only guy that can kill Oxy. And if he can check that off early on into a post plan, it's looking good for KRU.
2 other things that I liked in this round. Dante going for that aggressive play. He's been punished on some of those, but this time, confident, gets his timing. And later in the round, that aggressive re-clear into mid. I want to see this half be active from KRU. You're playing double duelist, you're playing this 100 Thieves comp. Take the fight to him.
Back to B, but this time, with a little bit of haste. Walls up, creating a V into the site, and this time it's Oxy to find his mark on the other side. Oxy now still into the corner, and Dante with the pop-up. Dante starts to take over these last 2 rounds. A pair of 3Ks as the hunt ensues for Fireball. And if KRU can play with that level of conviction, they can start to claw back these rounds.
It's a long road to go, but 4Ks like that are how you have to catch up with a guy like Oxy. Les died first in this round. Someone else had to take on the demon, and Dante was so well prepared. I love the movement on this 3rd kill. Sliding off, basically impossible for even someone as good as Oxy to hit.
Those last 2 rounds, KRU having players jump up on that ledge into backside. C9 just have never had someone covering it.
So maybe C9 explore elsewhere. Put an early presence on mid, but I like again from KRU. They have their duelists together. We're looking towards A. But now they have answers elsewhere. They've lost all information in mid.
Large commitment of the smokes in mid, even refreshing the one on tunnel. Oxy, we saw the delayed lurk through mid previously, but this time he is up fast into window.
This round, no trip. Les has to watch for this manually. He's responsible for the entire left side of the map.
Opening that door was a total bait for Vic, who finds himself in the corner. That's two! So quick on the second shot. Oxy pulls away from the lurk, realizing he has the numbers, wants to work off of the hat. Takes a shot just to keep KRU second guessing. And C9 know this B side is open.
This round is beautiful from C9. They've called KRU into a hole. Dante's dead. Only 3 players left to try and keep some life alive on their map pick. And to do it, you have to kill Oxy. He's challenging towards spawn.
Yeah, the hold is so forward from C9. Hunter's Fury to stall out the plant, but that just buys some amount of time. There is still Vic hanging out in mid. That means C9 only have to worry about players and arches coming out. They only have to worry about less.
Spike planted.
Right now has some cover with the wall. Knows exactly where Jack's at. Covered up by the smoke, he's down. KRU trying to work back together. So many pockets to clear though. C9 are everywhere. What a round and a call from Cloud9 to follow through on a beautiful game of VALORANT.
But now they have to get back into this. KRU facing down the barrel. They lost map 1, an opportunity to reply here on Split.
Of course, one of the big things we were talking about with C9 is how much they've struggled on the pistols. They started off in a good way. Back on Breeze. Let's see if they can do the same on the attack now.
And set up towards mid, KRU. All 3 of their players ready to activate. Maybe a bit of a trap with that slide off Les's contact.
The dark cover comes in a little bit slow, and Oxy just tanks so much damage on the burn, comes back into Les. Oxy just a sacrificial lamb.
Good patience there to wait and then reply from KRU. They punished the man that was pretty much unkillable back on Breeze.
Zelsis stepping back into mid. And Dante was low too. With the B main player falling as well, KRU now in a tough spot where they have to leave major gaps on the map. C9 choose to cut noise.
And they're set up to re-hit. KRU holding steady on the left side of the map for now. Dante, low health, but support will be quick from heaven.
MW just guarding the team's back right now. KRU chose to give up the entire right half of the map. And it's a good gamble. Dante just with 20 health, needs support from his teammates. And he's found it. The drop in from heaven. C9 still stuck back in main. It's a beautiful seize that kept those 2 players from swinging in and helping out their squad.
You said that if they wanted to be more like Lev, they'd have to ask a lot of MW. And the perfect seize into setting his teammate up for a multi-kill, I could see some blows in there. It was really nicely done in the end. He looked pretty whiffy on this first shot, but he got it when he counts. Finds the last 3 kills of this round. That's early orbs onto the Phoenix. That's a pistol round 1. Dream scenario after a bad map 1.
Yeah, you know, one of the things we were talking about is plaguing KRU on the first map is it was kind of less in friends. And then we had Dante in the last few rounds they won, stepping up with some big multi-kills. Now KRU have shown an extra layer with 2 of the quieter players having a major impact already. It's a 3K full house for MW and Dante. Flawless on the round.
Super clean work there. The impact from that Viper Molly coming in as they both slide forward and absolutely obliterate the Cloud9 players. So look on the other side now. Cloud9, this is their first time playing Split in Stage 2. They're running a solo duelist comp, rocking a Sky, rocking an Omen. All of this is telling me that this is going to put a lot of emphasis on Oxy, and especially on Oxy in early rounds to be able to produce opening kills off of that utility.
And if Oxy isn't able to do that, then they're going to have to start banking back on allowing them to work the map and lurk, right? When you have both the Cypher and the Viper, they have a lot of ways at blocking off the lines of sight for a solo anchor on the A side.
So this 1-3-1 is exactly that. Put your fighting players in mid, let your lurkers work the extremities as Zelsis, not spotted,
Yeah, the fact that MW is confident enough to play in front of the utility offers so much support, but that's the lurk on the other side. C9 pushing and pulling Crew around the map for now. A couple of rounds now where Fireball Ops has just got the better of the B anchor.
Cloud9 will reset away from that site. And they have their second lurker now activating. This is that theory of the comp you're talking about.
And I think we've seen other teams in the league not be able to actually follow through on this theory. This comp does not look super strong in Americas. But C9 working well here on their buy round. Zelsys has bested MW. That player was giving him trouble early in the round, playing super aggressively. But this has now allowed C9 to set up full numbers on the retake. And with Oxy being that extra guy over in the corner, it is so easy to keep Crew at an arm's length.
He tucks back into sight. Now Dante and Heat trying to produce a pick anywhere, but there's just no opening. Dante has to fall back from the cam, and they should be looking to just concede this round.
One enemy remaining.
The lurking from Zelsys in this round was quite nice. You know, his kill later on didn't end up mattering so much. C9 had so much control of the map, but the start of the round he played super passive, and it wasn't until Fireball got the kill on B and Zelsys reads that the anchor is going to start rotating, like he did in the previous round, that he fills in and takes that space.
And a factor in him getting the kill on B was Zelsys' pressure on A. In baiting out all that Fade utility, keeping presence there, it makes it feel like it's a heavy mid play into an A lurk, which meant that, well, Fireball lurks up, gets his pick, and C9 are in a great position. Here's that kill again, catches Sadak on probably way too wide of a jiggle here.
Yeah, I really think this game is going to take on a very different tone compared to Breeze. Like, the stars of that Breeze map are not going to be the focal points, at least in this first half. I'm really looking at that silly man on your screen right now. See what he can do, along with Fireball. And if MW can continue to contain.
It's a big ask of him. As this time it's Sadak, again, anchoring towards B. But C9 are just helping to put some pressure there, leave a Cypher cam. That's broken early. Just a good goal completed from Crew, as they now look to focus back towards mid.
In so many of the 1-3-1 rounds for C9, they'll use the dog up mid and send Oxy behind it. The danger is, with Heat having a curveball ready, when Crew want to fight back in when the orb drops, C9 need players playing anti, need to be controlled.
This time, though, he finds a great timing. Oxy diving up, an off angle, though. Perched on just the very ledge here for Heat.
Oh.
Drops away.
Not sure if that was heard. Paranoia. But with pressure in from heaven, a teleport into the corner. Sadak finds himself in a nice spot, but the blind is devastating. West tries to work back into the site as a slide through from Dante has cleared out of the choke point. C9 have the support coming in from heaven. Zelsys late in there has just about wrapped this round up.
MW is trying to jump over this strip on the flank.
Hey-oh, whoa, he's got hops.
Look at the moves. Could he make something of it?
Oh,
no one looking this direction.
Well, it's just Fireball for now. A couple seconds earlier, and he had Jack as well. As the Haunt's destroyed, double swing comes in. It's a good seize, but not good enough to win the round.
Big credit to Jack. 3K there from him, and he was excellent on map 1. Think about those late rounds on Breeze where he was the one producing these picks in the chaotic team fights. I don't think he's had the most flashy addition to this roster, stepping on to the Tier 1 stage with Cloud9. But he's had his moments. It's been consistent. For his role, that's a lot of what you need.
So a force up from Crew. The buy is not decent, but his shots are exchanged in mid. Maybe both duelists out of the picture.
And now it's time for the lurkers to activate. Zelsys makes a spot onto MW. Both walk away healthy. He's now with that pressure A, pressure mid, just spam from Zelsys.
There you go. Usually you would think that losing your duelist means your attack side is completely neutered. But I think with C9's lurkers, they can get the job done.
Crew trying to make their own mark on this round. Heat re-walks deep into mid.
Oh, he heard the footsteps. You immediately know the rotates are coming in. He was far enough down mid to hear out these three players.
Les still has a molly. Heat does too. And with no Neon to break through that choke point, there is stall abound.
There's that first snake bite out now. C9 have gone fully up into heaven. They have the option to cut back into mid if they can cross past Les. As the Paranoid comes in, tagging up the Viper. It is Heat on his own, and he flashes himself. Disaster, he flashes his teammates. Oh no, KRU, what's going on? A sprint over to the B site now. C9 have found the timing.
The only hope is Sadak. Position towards spawn. An angle on the cross, and he's down too. Cloud9 have rinsed them this round. Sure, you can kill Oxy, but the lurkers, they are everywhere.
Didn't realize C9's comp had the Phoenix Flash as well. Makes it a little bit easier to work up into heaven.
Yeah.
But again, this whole round would not have been able to go C9's way had Zelsis not, as a matter of fact, caught that timing. Unfortunately, he gets caught on a timing himself. But I really like C9's chances.
I don't know what he yelled, but something that everyone in the room could hear.
I'm sure we will get that clip in the replay. Find out exactly what Zelsis just said.
If we're able to show it.
It might be muted, who knows? Wow. The suspense is killing me, I've got to know. I feel like everyone in the building is in on the joke except for us. I hate this. C9 up there, loving it for now. And really, I mean, so much money. Let's see this kill again. It's just through the smoke, right?
Yep. Reads into the timing there on the spam. And that's what caused the reaction.
All right, we'll never know. We'll never. Someone please tell me after the fact. We'll get back to that one. Because C9 already working up into heaven.
Yeah, Sidak here. Not affected by that snake bite. But C9, after taking ramp, they full focus back on the site. I like that protocol. Bait KRU to react ramp, then take your site for free.
But KRU have two beautiful ultimates to retake. They're going to have to make it through the pit somehow. And it's quick with the run it back. Nightfall coming in on a slight delay. Right now, he just found no one because C9 are all inside of the pit. Good spam out of MW. Vic dealt with on the flank. And so as the fight comes through, it is KRU figuring out the solution. It's still messy with a jump down behind cover. And I love the position Fireball is in. What a spot to be, but not quite good enough. KRU keep it controlled on the retake and win out the round.
It took two big ultimates invested, but the retake there looks good from KRU. I like the little bit of tech from Sidak, TPing up over top of that pit, jumping down behind to get another strange avenue of approach into this retake. And when every single player except Vic is locked in a pit that small, it's just a matter of time before a spam shot or two connects in your favor.
MW's got to feel good that he got a revenge kill through smoke that round to what happened to him against Zelsis' lurk. And it's a big macro shift from KRU, bringing their Fade and Duelist onto B main for a fight idea. First ball at the ready. Flashes exchanged, but just the fact that Jack sent that in first makes it really hard to follow through. And Oxy has the cover.
How do you activate, though?
I have no idea.
They have such good positioning to deny Dante.
Look at A Heaven. Knowing that Fade was on the wrong side of the map, exposes Heaven. Puts the pressure down on Sadak. C9's A side lurks have been immaculate. And Les just walking down mid, trying to find some way back into the round. Means that death unlocks the A site, quick teleport in, and the plant with a spike.
This is so nice from Cloud9. Every round they have ramped, now they're in the spawn. They own this map in its entirety.
I mean, it is a post plant, and look at the line of scrimmage that C9 are covering right now. An absurd map state.
And I don't think KRU will want to test it too much here in a 5-on-2. They went for something aggressive, tried to change the pace of the game and pick these lurkers early. But C9 say, hey, We'll let you have your B main control. We will take the rest of the map.
And so that's the danger. When you overload one side of the map and you want to fight forward, it has to pay off big time because you need to be up numbers for the retake on the other side, which will inevitably fall.
And some teams do play that way. You look at Lev, they're always retake A with the sole player Heaven. But unfortunately for Sadak, he hasn't been able to produce in that position. He's almost always getting one kill at best, sometimes just dying in these fights. And once you lose that anchor, lose that player in Heaven, it's almost impossible to win that retake.
My feelings are being pulled right now, and I'm sick of it.
It's good to see him having fun again, after how intense these recent games have been for C9.
Yeah. Thanks for hearing that tone out of Zelsis. C9 just having a much better time, but Oxy, not to be this time. C9, how do they win around down a man? Let's hear it.
Something?
I'll stay with you. I'm just gonna dog drone.
Yeah.
Can you wall up real quick, Jordan?
His Viper ult is mid. Yeah, I can wall 2 seconds. Yeah,
I like
I'll
doing
dog.
the aggro fight on A.
And I'll try and follow.
I think Raph. Give me a second.
I'm dogging. You drop ult.
Hold on.
And it is. Not stunned. I'm just holding up my camera.
Keep spam left, keep spamming left.
Yeah, man.
Nice, all done.
What?
I'm holding. I'm rotating. Yeah, just like.
Wait, Mal,
That's B player.
I'm flashing deep drone.
Yeah, go.
I'm letting you play.
Back,
I heal you.
You ulted.
Phoenix here now.
Phoenix here back today.
I think. All right, listen to me. We're gonna. You guys are gonna go A, but I'm gonna lurk here, and you guys are gonna come back.
Okay.
Yeah, like you guys can take towards lower or heaven, and then we can come ropes to B.
All right, listen. You want you two, you have Jack.
I have flash.
I have full gas. Call it.
Okay, can you wall up? Can you just pop flash, pop your orb, and I smoke Heaven, and then you
flash
come
out?
up to me?
Yeah,
No. Hey, come out, A. Drop your wall.
Drop in.
Just make noise.
Flash A.
Flash.
Nothing.
Like, walk with me.
Okay, it might be good for you guys. Like.
No, just go Heaven. We'll free pump. We'll
Seconds left. Keep walking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lower, guys.
Yeah, Phoenix.
No.
They didn't move. I think
Wait,
maybe
for
one max
smoke.
A.
Smoke.
Yeah, it's gonna be one guy.
Nothing?
Smoke in 1 second. We're on
Okay,
smoke.
just caging this.
Can you drop? I say.
Yeah, go. Drop it. Clear shot together. Just run it. One side.
One side.
Dave,
Low.
Jump. LeBron.
Jumping.
He's right side.
One more.
Right side.
Time.
Heaven.
Oh wait, all good. Heaven in. What did he say?
All right, look.
Well, you hear an round like that. Not an easy one to call out from C9. Zelsis tried to take matters into his own hands with the lurk in Heaven, but this time, Heat shuts him down.
There was 2 really good decisions from KRU that round. We were talking about with Heat, but also here early in the round, they go for that faster play towards A main, and then once it's into this even situation, instead of playing in vulnerable positions to the lurkers, they just bunker the respective sites, wait for Cloud9 to make a play, and then shore things up with the time in their favor.
I like that A main fight this round, fighting both mid and main, and Les being good for 2 there is able to stabilize this round. It was a near disaster for KRU.
But it's always the lurkers. Fireball activating against MW. He needs this kill.
Oh, man.
It's so nasty that he gets that.
I mean, he was just completely on the wrong angle with his placement of crosshair, but snaps on a dime.
And now KRU feel like they need information. They'll walk back together. Down mid.
It's predictable, though. Every time KRU fall down numbers, it seems, apart from the last round they were up numbers, but every time they walk down mid.
I mean, look at this setup. They're just holding, waiting for the walk.
Asleep at the wheel. It's a good thing that Vic is wide awake.
That's when you can laugh off for Celsius, when your teammate has your back that well.
He's got the big mini-map on his screen, I bet.
Either way.
Worrying about the big picture.
Cloud9 have had great reactions to the aggression in these last 2 rounds, finding opportunities to get kills elsewhere. I mean, unreal that Les gets 2 in mid, but it's that pick on the look, and you called it. It was the big mini-map.
I'm a prophet, I guess. That's brutal that it was like on the split-second timing he went for, too. I'm really glad we saw that. Makes me feel like we can let him off the hook for it.
No aggression this round for KRU. So the duelists sit back. Oh my God, Fireball Ops. 2 rounds in a row where he's just deleted MW.
Well, remember rounds 2 and 3 when he was solo B main playing and just owned Sadak on the B line?
Yeah.
We thought Sadak was struggling holding it, but no, it just turns out Fireball Ops is a menace on the lurk.
Crew have walked down mid as a reaction in these last few rounds here. They seed the space, just put less on a jiggle.
I really see the theory for C9, why they want to play this comp. How it can enable some of the styles of their players to find the individual agency on the lurk. And that'll be again into mid. Fireball, bests less. And all of a sudden, a mid double walk-up is going to turn into a split for the B site.
And Heat is here alone, stuck into the site, trying to make something of this round. He would be the only hope left. The rest of Crew is so far away. And their old nemesis still waiting in mid.
Good patience from C9. Spacing needs to be better than that. But the trade was there, and the mid hold from Vic again. Covering the flanks of C9 as Dante comes sprinting into the site. Almost deadly, but Jack pulls away from the plant to get the job done.
Stealth is just having fun this game. His team is in control. And why wouldn't you be? When you go from the Oxy takeover game, 33 kills in map 1, to here, where he's struggling, but look at these kills from the lurkers. Fireball, both on A and in mid. Just looks so precise. And they won't have money for it now, but I would love to see Crew try and get an op online. C9, their lurkers are almost always just contacting into this space, challenging. I think that's the exact right position for someone like Dante to pick up the scope, hold the line, and punish these plays.
Yeah, I do think Split is a map where if you're able to hold those forward lines, it looks very good for you. But a good attacking team that can dominate with the utility behind it can disrupt. And when Fireball continues to play the way he is, you might not even be able to kill him with an op.
These are the stats when he played against Loud. That was a loss for Cloud9. Still dropping 260 ACS. He's had to trade around the roles, playing the Phoenix, playing the Sentinel, doing pretty much everything for this team. He's looked so in form on all of it. I think the criticism of Cloud9's approach to management is often that they're not going for those bigger names. They're always kind of relying on those younger players, those tier 2 prospects to show up. And it seems like they've found a gem in Fireball Ops.
I mean, another young kid they took a bet on and hit a gold mine, Oxy. Been sticking around with the team. But he saw what he could do. Back on Breeze. Now a very different look from C9.
Yeah, they're 4 players in A main. Not playing heavy for the lurks. Instead, just grouping against Dante, who spams Fireball. Maybe the only way to kill him is if he doesn't see ya.
A 6th sense from Dante. And he's still seeing dead people. 2 kills from him, but Zelsis comes back to equalize, and that means nobody's home on A.
Completely open sight. Heat has double flash in this retake, and he's already walking. A fast timing. Back down ramp. If you can figure out that all of these players are clumped sight together, this retake becomes doable with the utility in hand.
Sawduck miles away. And the spacing seems a little tough right now from Crew. Heat is being asked a lot. Up against the wall. And it's a 3rd one through the smoke. Now the pit. Making this site so messy. But maybe a chance for Crew to work around those smokes. To find some spam shots not to be had. Vic and that shorty. Push less all the way back and all the way out.
Clean work from Cloud9 yet again. And this was a change of pace. They full group on the fight towards ramp. Lose 2 players early to Dante's Guardian, but look at Zelsis. Fights back for 2, gets this kill on the spam. It's the IGL this time, delivering the damage.
No, you're looking at your hand, Jordan.
Oxy giving him some love. His IGL tops the scoreboard this game.
Oxy spent it all back on map 1. Now he's doing a bit more cheerleading for C9 because really it has been the support staff that's been taking over, taking liberties. Here a fake teleport out of the Omen and an instant pop out. Takes Dante out of this round.
Man, Phoenix is on the same site, but they don't play together in that fight for main.
There was actually a dark cover put back in spawn that C9 was trying to play with. disrupt crew. They faked out that Omen ult, and now with the Stinger, or Bulldog rather, Les is only able to trade 1 for 1.
And now it's back to the lurk game, this time Jack taking down Sadok.
And while that kill comes down, so does the rotate onto the A site, but still Fireball has been sticking around on B.
And so you can simply call back into either site here. Put the pressure on, a Sky Flash, make sure MW feels the need to stay.
That's so cool. Zelsis comes over, throws the orb to land back on screens, try and sell this fake. Now Heat is still sticking around, but Vic will just land an easy shot and secure this site.
If game 1 was about the individuals, about Oxy as a hero, this second game has been about the macro. Cloud9 calling loops around crew in this half. And just MW spam through the wall to close things out.
A fantastic half of Valorant from C9, especially after losing the pistol in the second round. They just dominate crew when it comes to those rifle rounds.
Crew struggled to find some footing here. They couldn't get solutions of how to flush the extremity players out. Now the pressure's truly on. Down a map in this series. Only 4 rounds to their name. And a lot to bounce back from if they want to win in this series. That's coming up in the second half of Split.
Well, Tabby horses and wait a little because I'm here with Fireball Ops. Now, your lurks are now becoming kind of famous. You know, you're always on them. We have some fellow lurkers out there, including myself. So any advice for us?
Ooh, advice for lurking. I would say don't go too fast, but also don't be afraid to be too aggressive either. So there's like a little balance that you have to learn. So I would say just take it at your own speed. Don't be too aggressive, but don't be too passive.
Okay. Well, best of luck today.
Breeze was the Oxy show, but in this bout of 2-0-3 squads, the second map has been about the macro, about the supportive staff from Cloud9. They're standing at a comfortable lead coming into the half. And crew, a lot to show here with their new composition now on the attack.
Yeah, I was just so impressed with how Zelsis and C9 were calling around their lurks, really playing into the style of the comp on the attack. But on defense, it's a bit of a different beast. A lot of options try and stall things out, but still, C9 want to fight over mid.
Jack jiggling. Possibility for a slide off of him. Is crew just walk into this space? Paranoia. How many can it hit here? In it goes.
Oh,
That's
man.
just the death of Dante.
Sadok somehow alive into the corner, but he is in a world of pain right now. Oxy closes in on him, and hits another one on the way out. The fadeaway. Oxy wakes up in the second half.
And if Oxy has a good half here on top of everything else we're lauding Cloud9 for, just feels like the nail in the coffin.
Zelsis getting loose with it. Walks all the way through B. The walls close in on Les.
One enemy remaining.
Zelsis will take him out.
Down mid.
And sure, it's a good lurk. It's a strong position. But C9 are ready for every angle.
Yeah, Jack's holding that one. Just nice to see C9 finally winning some pistols.
30
Yeah.
seconds
More
left.
than anything. What's crazy is they've been able to win a couple of maps, right? They haven't won a series, but they've won a few maps in their games with no pistols. You know, if nobody moved, that would have been an ace. And it nearly could have been if they'd lined up perfectly for him. Still, though, it's the round for C9.
The 4-man high-low is enough to win that one out. On map 1, they picked up a pistol, converted the bonus round off of that.
That paranoia you talked about is deadly.
Yeah, so good. And just a little lucky with the shot onto MW. There's been something going on with MW and kills through smokes, either for him or against him pretty much every round.
KRU choosing not to force up here. Of course, didn't have a plant, so not much to bank on. And KRU's an interesting team. I do like teams that are throwing more of these B walls with the Viper. I like it even more in a comp like C9s where you have the Cypher cages on the other side. But here, having Viper walls, having Phoenix walls, a little bit of overlap.
Cover going out.
Another one-way refresh for Vic. As he does have to TP out of this corner.
Yeah,
KRU, though, I mean, the paranoia means they absolutely cannot accelerate there.
Vic didn't even use it. He got sort of caught out with the paranoia in hand.
That was just a team blind that connected onto Heat.
A little bit tough for KRU to work past. I mean, this is only 2 people on top of each other. So it is far less powerful than in the previous round. Does 2 make a difference? Does KRU have a peek? C9 aren't going to find out.
Waited so long on this. Finally, they'll accelerate and straight into
Oxy.
There's
the paranoia, of course. Yeah, it's good flash through, but Vic on the deep line will only allow Heat to survive.
Hey, I mean, that's exactly who you want getting kills. He has an ultimate online for round 15. But there's nothing else to speak of for this round. C9 clean it up easily and hit their double digits.
That's 2 rounds in a row where Vic's paranoia has been brutal.
Oh, yeah.
For KRU to play. And it's been flexible as well. I think the fact that he chose not to use it, even though the Prowler was pressuring him on the first wave, that first attempt at a sight hit, ended up making this re-hit just never a possibility.
Very good discipline. I think Vic has always had that. Probably his best trait alongside just the raw mechanics, which rival even some of the other best controller players in this league.
Trips crossed up on this A site, so KRU attack Heaven first. It's a true bonus from C9. And Celsius will choose to fall back. Heat's keeping it quiet with the run it back, but that means he's not clearing much space. He might not even clear a tripwire. And not breaking those makes Dante's job miserable when he comes into the site. Those trips low to the ground, hard to realize. One now broken, and a second. Second broken. But 2 players into the site. As the cage falls, they're trying to push on through it. Celsius waits for him. And as the rotates come online, Heat can't do more than one. The spike on the ground, but the lurk is so far away.
KRU were so worried about the flood through spawn that only 2 players actually fought backside together. If they had a molly or something for that, they could have had more hands to deal with these players backside. Instead, it's all in the hands of less. 1v3.
This is a bonus. You can't let this one fall away.
30 seconds left.
You can't lose this. So a good shot. And Celsius low. Vic only has a bandit.
One enemy remaining.
It's great from Les. He's given his team a chance, but he has to make the long journey out in no man's land with 12 seconds remaining.
I have the spice.
Vic with a paranoia and a couple of TPs. Chooses to keep it quiet. Just making it awkward with the one-way, and Vic upgraded to a Phantom. Easy pickings behind the wall.
Denies the best player from KRU on map 1 from reactivating here on Split. He looked scary. These first few shots on the attempt at the clutch.
Yeah. The fact he brought it into one-on-one at all.
It's really impressive stuff. But he shouldn't have had to recover from this to begin with. KRU's approach to clearing backside there, I think, was weak. It was what you brought up with the walking Phoenix ult, slowing everything down, then not having enough players committed to that clear together backside. All leads to C9 at 11.
Crew have to force again. Light armors across the board. And this time around, not too much control over mid, just Zelsis. And he's been pretty loose in the way he takes opening fights, and this time will wear some hurt from it.
More passive play in mid from C9. Zelsis fully conceding that space.
One-way clears. As footsteps are heard into heaven. And less best Vic on the site. Quick turnaround from Oxy. Oxy somehow equalizes with 2, but Heat is still barreling through. Can Zelsis catch the timing? That's the question. As MW pops up the rope, the timing will not be there. And now with full knowledge where the last man standing is, Heat will swing around and claim his third on the round.
Better trading there from Crew. They fight well in heaven together. Open up that B site. It's not a particularly complicated round, but it's Heat coming online. It's a team looking cohesive. I don't know how consistent this will be. Less. Honestly, should not have been able to win that fight just walking through a smoke on timing.
You heard him. I know I heard him, but I thought I was cuckoo. No, he dropped the bomb.
Questioning his sanity already.
Will Crew, even after winning the round, choose to call the timeout? That's their second and final. They need to figure out a way to build back here. A chance to devastate the C9 economy if C9 choose to force up and make a go at this here.
Yeah. I want to see a Crew that is willing to give us faster opening rounds with Heat and Dante together, creating threat on the map that forces C9 to react. And I'm hopeful that that's going to give opportunities to see a much more active lurking play from Les. His lurks were such a win condition on map 1. When you felt hope for Crew, it was so often surrounding what he could get done in those positions. But you have to create presence, create pressure to even let him have those chances.
C9 choose not to buy up here. Just a hero gun for Vic. And that's the right choice. So close. Seeing that first win of the stage. They don't want to give any more ammunition over to Crew to continue this comeback.
Jack solo anchoring A.
Oh, the flash doesn't hit anyone. All 5 players under the cover of darkness.
But they'll know soon enough. Les alone on ramp. His life or death might just be the way in. I do like that he backs away, gives a bit of respect this round.
C9 are going 5 players into screens. By all accounts, this is a losing line for the retake. To come through just one choke point, it should be impossible. And it would be if your name was anything other than Oxy. 2 kills already, picks up the Vandal. And C9, out of nowhere, have come back into this. The one-way complicates, but Vic up in heaven challenges! Oh my word, man! Vic is having a field day out there!
That is near unbelievable. 4 players left alive on the anti-eco retake. Oxy's Bucky. The first shot just stunning, and this a better read. Recognizes where Dante dipped away to, punishes him, and sets Vic up. Less no factor in this round. As C9 just 1 away from their first win of the stage.
And Crew 1 away from 0-4. After being a breakout team in stage 1, people thought they were world beaters at the beginning, how good their Lotus was, winning so many games. We know they have the talent, but it has not clicked. It's coming back to the stage a couple weeks ago.
3 players ready in mid. This might be the fight.
Smoke down and just back up as Crew refresh that one. Both Vipers choosing to keep it at a stalemate.
It's really on a knife's edge. Crew managed to get through the utility. And now a question for Cloud9, where do you react? They bunker into B. Rotate 2 over towards A.
This round will be another chance at a Phoenix ult for Heat. The last time the soft contact did not pay off. We need more.
It's a fake into B.
He's running through it.
The only one here. Look over towards the A site. Fireball Ops is there.
Oh, 2 rounds in a row. Heat doesn't spot a player, doesn't actually get to fight a player with that ability. And it means that C9 can tuck in here.
30 seconds left.
Still 2 trips to play with. Unbroken for Dante. He's caught out by the first. The spam not found, the wall protects. So that gives a second lease on life for Dante. Not to be had, Celsius comes in. Another pit, chokes up the site. As Heat comes in behind enemy lines, only 10 seconds left, and they still have to plant the spike. Les, you have to get a kill, you have to plant somehow, and it's a tripwire kill! You can't be serious! You can't write a finish better than that. Fireball Ops takes C9 to their first win of stage 2.
What a massive turnaround for Cloud9. The last 3 weeks were despair for this squad. But this was the game they were waiting for. It had everything. The Oxy takeover game 1. The Lurkers finding their footing game 2. And a beautifully called game from the IGL. Celsius sitting at the top of the scoreboard on split.
That's the kind of map I want to see more from C9. Sure, Breeze was fun. When Oxy is allowed to do that, let's keep letting them do it. But when C9 are able to play to their individual strengths, play slow rounds through the rising stardom of a guy like Fireball on the lurk, that's the style I want to see more of.